Hi, I'm Navid Ansari. In this video, we're going to talk about cloud saving. So we use Google Play Console to have our project to have online saving. So for that, we're going to create a game that has a button for signing in and sign out, and a button for revoking access, a button for saving online, and a button for showing the online saves. So if the client decide to delete his or her online saving, they can do that. And a button, when they click on it, the credit or high score will increment and we can save it online. So without any further ado, let's begin. So for that, let's just create a new project of GameMaker language. Let's call it online saving. And like most of my video, I did create some object and a script to make it easy for you to understand this stuff like online saving. So just go to marketplace and open the marketplace, and in marketplace just search for cloud save game. I did upload it to make it easy for you. So after that, just add it to your account and select this button in here. I have read and agreed to this EULA. And after it's added to your account, it is free of course, and go to marketplace, and marketplace go to library, refresh it, and after you refresh it, you can find it here. Just download it and import it to your project. What you need is this extension, these objects, we need the scripts, and we need some sprite for showing. Click import and close this my library. Before we move on, I want to show you something. If you want to help me in this journey on YouTube, and if you like these videos, there is a link in description that you can click on it and you will get here. So in here I did upload some sprite that you can use in your games, and you can see the first one is fantasy top-down tank, and it has a lot of cool tank that has a lot of details on them. And there is some houses, there are some tile set in here, some more tanks, so you can see it all over here, some more tank, a lot of tanks, we put it in there. And the good news is that you can buy all of this with 50% discount with just $12.93. If you want to help me, you can buy this all-in top-down tank battle full pack, so it will be available for 3 days at this discount. So please, if you want to help me, just buy this. So now let's move on with our videos. So first thing to do, let's just open our room, make it a little bigger, and in object there is obj save game that you should put it on your room, and in instance creation order it should be at top of others objects, and of course it should be persistence as well, so we click on persistent. Let me explain something in this obj save game that we added to our room. In create, you can see that we have this struct that we save our player status, like credit, like level, or like experience, or whatever you want to save. You can just put it in there. You can put DS map, you can put DS list, you can put DS array, or whatever you want, you can put it in there, and it will automatically saved online and load for you automatically. So first thing to do, you should have this object. If in your game you have that object, what you should do in here, you should say global.player equal whatever strike that you have in your game that you save the player status in there. You just put it in here. Let's say you have an strike in other objects that called save game, and when you put it in here, everything should work fine. But in my case, I just initialize that variables in here in this strike. Our online saving need a unique name and a description. You can put whatever you want in here. I want to say for the unique name, I want to say my first save. Just whatever unique name that you want to set, it works. And for the description, I can tell whatever I want. My first. That's it. Whatever name you want to put in here, it will work. You set this unique name and you can access that saves with this unique name wherever you want. You can save in it, you can load, you can open it, you can do whatever you want with that. Of course, you can delete it as well. Don't worry about any of these codes in alarm, in async social. Don't worry about this. I write all of this, so it makes it easy for you. But I will explain it for you. If you want to implement your own system, you can do that. This Google Play Service save games load, it just load all the saves. With this true in here, it forced the loading. So after that, we should go to the async. It's just get the type of that event. If the event type is signed in, it will load the saves. If it's on exit of show save games UI that Google provide, it will again load the saves. In the commit new it's just a game called load the saved games. In the load, first it check if it's success or not. If it's succeeded, it passed this if statement. But if it's not succeeded, it will again try to load the saves. So after that, it check if the snapshots is empty or not. If it's empty, it will create a save for us with this line of code. At the first, it called the function of onPlayer delete saves, because when there is no snapshots, it should be player should be at 0 state. It's like the first time that they open our game. So the first time that they open our game, the snapshot should be empty. And if it's empty, it should create that save. On this function that we create in our scripts in here, it's just set an initialize value for our player status, player saved game. So I will explain it more in a few minutes. After that, it creates a path, temporary path, and it save or any sprite in that path with this function. Okay, so when there is a save, let me show you. So if we go to show saves, you can see that there is a sprite in here, and you can set that sprite in this line of code. So you choose your sprite, and we with this function we say to store that sprite in the path. So if you want to change the save sprite, you can change this. After that, we get the global.player. It was our save game. You remember from create that we created over here, and we store it in data, and after that we stringify that data in the var JSON data, and with this Google Play Services save game commit new, we give it for the first input, we give it our unique name. For the second input, we give the description that we create in our creation event, and after that the data that we want to set and the path of that sprite that we want to save. And in the else, if the snapshot is not empty, it means that it's not the first time that player open our game. So what it will do, it will just open our save game with that unique name. In Google Play Service saved open game, whenever we call this open saved game, this event will be triggered. So what will happen first, it check if it succeeded or not, and after that it try to load our data and put it on the global.player, so we have those data that we stored before. And if there was an error, it catch it with this try and catch in here and show it to the output panel. After that, let's just go down. This is for deleting the save game. Whenever you delete a save, it will trigger this event, and whenever you commit to that save game, this event will be triggered, and I will show you how you can trigger this event. If it's not succeeded to commit that, just exit this in here, exit early, and if it's succeeded, just set an alarm, if you go to alarm, to load the saved games. Load it again. So that's it for this async social. And you remember that we add this save game to our room in here, and in instance creation order, it is at the top. In signing, I did explain this sign-in several times in my last videos, like leaderboard and higher score. First thing to do, you should go check the leaderboard videos, because those are so much important to watch, because in that video we did talk about how you can configure your Google Play Console account to have sign in, sign out, a leaderboard, high score, and save game. So you should check that video. If you saw that video, you can skip these steps, because I want to explain it one more time. In create event of this sign in, we just set the text, and we draw that text in draw event on our button, and in a step we check if we are sign in, we change the text to sign out, and if we are not sign in, we change the text to sign in. And in left press, we again check if we are sign in. If they click on that button, it will sign out. And if we are not sign in, when they click on this button, it will try to sign in to their account. So that's what this OBG Google Play Service sign in do. Let's just close this and add it to a room. Next thing, I want to talk about this save. In the create event, we just set a text in here, and in draw, we just draw that text on that button. And in left press, it's the most important thing to do. Whenever you want to save your game online, you should set a path. You can write whatever you want instead of this. And with this function, we give a sprite for the first input, and after that, for the second input, we set the sub image, and after that, for the third input, we set the path. So it will create a path to that sprite that we want to save online. that is for our path. We put whatever we want to save online to the data variable, and we stringify it and put it on JSON data. And after that we say if we are signed in, just commit and close to this saved game. So for the first input, it should be our unique name that we set in obj save game. For the second input, we put description that we set it in obj save game as well. And for the third input, JSON data that we set it at the top of here. JSON data is just a string of our player sprite. So after that, we give the path of the sprite that we want to save our game with it. Of course, whenever and wherever you want to save your player status, you can just copy these line of codes to there, and it will save your player status online. So you can create a function off of all of these codes and have save online wherever and whenever you want. So let's just go back to our room and add this save in here. And the next button that I want to talk about is this obj Google Play Service show. In create event, it's just setting a text. In draw event, it's just draw that text on the button. And in left press, it's just saying show the save games. So let me explain this. Whenever we want to show the saves to user, we say Google Play Services save game, show save game UI. So if we go to our app, that UI is just this saved game here. It will show this UI and the player can delete that UI in here. So for the first input, you can put whatever you want in here. For the second input, it's just saying if you want to give a permission to the player to add another save. In my case, I want to say false because there is no point to add another save for one phone. They can install it on their phone and have another save, not two save in one phone. I don't want that, so I put false in here. And for the third input, it's just saying if you want to let the user, the player, to delete their save, I want to say yes. If they want to start from zero for our game, yes, you should give that permission to them. Of course, you can create a button to delete that save game, but in here I want to give them the permission. And in the max, if you put true in here, you can increase this max number of saves, so they can create another slot for saves. So I want to put one because my game needs just one slot to save games. So after that, let's just close this and add it to our room. Now that we add all of this button to our room, we should go to Google Play Console and do some configuring for online save game to work. And for Google Play Console site, you should go to Play Game Services in Setup and Management in Configuration. And if you watch my video about leaderboard, you should know that you should upload your game for closed testing in Google Play Console. And in here in Configuration, you go to Edit Property. And in here in Edit Property, you should have saved games on. After you did that, you can go back to Configuration and copy this ID from here. Ctrl+C to copy it. Go to your GameMaker, to Game Option, to Android, and in Social, enable Google Cloud Saving. Hit yes, but close this. You don't want to add any extension. So just tick this and paste that ID that you copied from Google Play Console. And after that, just go back to Google Play Console. Go down in here, go to monetization setup and copy this string. We click in this button here and go back to your GameMaker in packaging and paste it in here. Click OK and click OK in here as well. And now we can run our game. But before running, we should go back to Game Option, Android, and set the version to the exact version that you set in Google Play Console, that you upload your game to Google Play Console. It should be the same. So for me, it's 105. And the fact for package domain, it should be the exact one that you upload to your Google Play Console. So for me is Mapco and Plateau. And in architecture, you should select all of these and hit OK. After that, OK in here as well. And now we can go in Target, Android, select your phone or your emulator. If you don't know how you can set up emulator and test your game on that, just watch my video on the emulators. So now that we set this, we can run it. One thing that I forgot to do, I forgot to add this button here. What this button here is just setting the text in here in draw that text on that button, and in left press it's just increment the credit of player. It's just that how easy it is done. And no, let's just add that button in here, make it a little bit bigger, and no, let's just run it again. It's just showing our player credit for us, and when you click on it, it's just increment that credit by 1. So it will automatically sign in because I signed in before, and what it will do at first is just create a save like I show you, and when we increment this to something like 2, and when we click on save in output, you can see that it tried to save that online. So if you go at the last log in here, it did save our data. That credit is 2 and the level is 1. So you can see the credit is 2 and it is saved. And if you go to show save, you can see that it create that save game with the description of my first. If you remember from here in OBJ save game, we set the description to my first, and now the save is here. So if we close it, you can see the 2 is here, and if we close our game and reopen it again, it tried to sign in, and after some seconds it load that data to our test button in here. Now you know how you can save online and it's loaded automatically for you. So let me explain it one more time what we did. We just add this object to our room in here, and after we add it, we go to object in create, we create that extract. But if you have it before, you can just put it in here, and we need a unique name and a description. We can set whatever we want in here, and we are done with that. In save, whenever they click on save, with this line of codes, it's just save that extract online. So if you want to change the sprite, you can change it in here, the sprite that we want to save with our save game. And whenever and wherever you write this code, it will save the player extract online. And whenever they open the game, it will be loaded automatically. That's it for this video. If you like this video, please hit that subscribe button, like button, bell button if you like. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.